in fairness to Joe, there were two questions, one from me and one from the lady up there. My first one is, internal or external, where is the biggest threat? The sustainability and obviously the prosperity of forest industries?
Well, I think it's a close-run thing. I think government has got to get the settings right to enable the industry to operate properly, and so it is I've made these commentaries tonight. But also externally, there are forces at work who would love this industry to fall over. And I think we must make sure, through the agency of people such as Philip and the work that Bob does, we have to make sure that we keep telling people the actual fact of what this industry is about, that it is completely sustainable, and that we are going to resign ourselves as a nation to having a deficit of $3 billion worth of imports when we are in fact one of the most heavily regulated sectors of industry on the face of the planet.
And the second question, which Joe in fairness also said, the lady up there, the preferencing of greens?
Yes, I smiled to myself when I heard the question, and I smiled more to myself when I heard Joe's answer. Now, let's get down to the facts of this for a start. A recent coalition has been established in Canberra, and it will not be lost on anybody as to who comprises it, is the first point. The second point is, due respects to Joe, I would estimate, and I stand to be corrected, about a dozen, I would have thought, 10 or 12 current Labor members of the Parliament hold their seat on the back of preferences from the Greens. And I think what Joe could do tonight would be exhort all those Greens voters out there to make sure they do not give their preferences to the Labor Party. Now, that would be a great statement for the Labor Party to make and would assist in clearing the air about this issue. As to the propositions which Kirsten had advanced, we, of course, from a Nationals point of view, are on the record historically about our views with regard to the Greens. We, in the Melbourne seats, do not stand candidates. It is the Liberal Party which will have to make the call ultimately as to what happens. I have a position of influence in relation to this, but no deals have been done. There are no discussions at the moment, I can tell you now, and ultimately we will see what happens. But in the meantime, don't kid yourself, this is not just a position that the Nationals and the Liberals need to take into consideration. The Labor Party has also got to get fair dinkum about this too.
Hey, just for a bit of fun, when you're up the bush, you never got the local copper's uniform and tried to shake down some kid pretending to be a copper. I'm having a look at you now, and you are straight out of Homicide 101.
I did say to the police delegates the other day when I was addressing them at their forum that one of the great improvements in interrogation techniques in Victoria Police was when the Melbourne phone book was split into 2 volumes. But, Tony, I am the Shadow Minister for Police, and if in 43 days the cards fall as we would like them to, I will be the Minister, so ask me again at next year's...
You'll be putting the A to Z back, the old pink page. Okay, let's take a couple of questions. Aaron, and we're near enough finished up, maybe just give us 2 minutes, please, our head of house. Here, a couple of questions for Peter. I did follow those other 2 through. If not, I'm quite happy to wind it all up. So, what I've heard tonight, enjoyed from both the Minister Helper and also you too, Peter, is there's a common goal that I can sense, whether you come at it from slightly different angles. To me, I'm a complete other novice. I've lived in Footscray all my life, and the idea is, as long as we can pinch it and burn it after we've used it, that's all we're doing. Throwing out the greens out in Footscray with the boundaries we got out there. Thank you. I think the room. It really is nice to hear, and 2 gentlemen certainly of Victorian politics, and I mean that most sincerely. Thank you to Minister Helper and to you, Peter Ryan, for joining us this evening.